Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse review. This time I got my first collector's and first Platinum Edition figure. Specifically, the first appearance Superman based on Action Comics #1. Now, the Platinum Edition is not based on the cover art of Action Comics #1, but rather, I believe Superman #1. Might be a little iffy on that, but I was able to find this at my local Target. I was very surprised. I never find Platinums in the wild. Also, I hardly ever find new Mcfarlane Toys figures in the wild, but, it happened with Batman, and it happened with this particular Superman here. Now, one thing with the collector's edition that I'd like to point out is that the price is $30, and each figure comes with, guaranteed, it comes with this really cheap card stand for the card, and it comes with the card itself. So this one is obviously based on the cover of Action Comics #1. If I pull this out and flip it around, you can get a little read up. This one, I believe, is a little different to the standard Superman card pack, but there you go. You can see it's got a nice shiny reflective foil on it. I'll be putting this one in my Pokemon card binder until I could get a separate binder for the Mcfarlane Toys figures. But yeah, I'm not really a big fan of this. Does this really justify $5? Not really. I'll move that to the side for the rest of the review. Next up, each figure also is guaranteed in the collector's edition line to come with a stand that has a silver printed DC logo on it. Normally, it's just a tampograph and it's in black, as you can see with Batman. If I can, there you go, it says DC there. Let me set the Batman off to the side. He's having trouble standing, but we'll get a look at him in a bit. But yeah, he comes with a nice stand. So those two things are guaranteed to come in every collector's edition figure. Now let's look at the Superman specific stuff. So it comes with a flight stand. Not every collector's edition comes with a flight stand, but this one does, and this one is printed with the DC logo in black on the bottom. Other figures, like Dr. Fate, Injustice 2, for example, he didn't come with the print on the bottom. It was just plastic and no print. And, I do like these flight stands, but mine at the base here is getting very loose. There are ways to fix it, but because this isn't a screw up here, but is rather a, bolt, pin, you can't take that out easily, so, that sucks. These are still nice and ratchety, though, at the top, and it does hold the figure decently enough. Anyway, can put that to the side now. Next up, we have this chain piece for Superman here, and what's cool about this is that it can connect on all three here, so you just gotta line them up, and they just fit right in. Yeah, this one's giving me some trouble. Okay, there you go. But you can see those all fit together, and you can pull them apart. It's a decent looking chain piece. I wish it was in a brighter color, though. I think this is too dark for chains. Not bad, but not something I'll be using, probably. Oh well. Anyway, lastly, before we take a look at Superman, let's get the box out of the way. And he's going to have some trouble standing. I might bring the stand back in here. Fit him on there. Okay. So here's the front of the box. As you can see, it's a nice silver foil. This is the same box size as a Build-A-Figure Wave. And here's your nice Platinum Edition sticker. And this is the 85th anniversary of Superman, and you can see that down there. Got that shiny foil there. On the side, you can see this is the #1 in the collector's edition line. Mcfarlane Collector's Edition Superman Action Comics #1. Top of the box is nothing special. This side of the box has Superman and #1 again. And on the back is just a full picture of the Action Comics 1. Also, as you can see, that is in foil as well. I will be keeping that box since this is a Platinum Edition figure. But anyway, now we can take a look at Superman. And I wasn't going to pick up the collector's edition figures, but seeing that this was the first Platinum I've ever found, and I don't already own a Superman figure, I thought, you know what, let's bite the bullet and just buy it. So, here he is, and this does reuse the infected Superman body and legs. The only thing new here is the upper torso and the head. So the upper torso has just a printed logo on it. As you can see, it's flush. There's no molding marks to indicate where a Superman logo would be. And of course the head is different, which we will take a look at. There's his head. One thing I do want to say though, because I don't want people to get the wrong idea about this figure, is I actually changed out his neck peg for the one that came with my Shriek Unmasked figure. And as you can see, my Shriek here, his head is a lot lower down. That's because this particular figure comes with the smallest neck peg possible. So I took the one from Shriek, which is just the next step up, and I shoved it onto this Superman. All you really need is some heat, whether that be from a hairdryer or from some warm water, to just loosen up the joint enough so you could pull out the ball joint and then just transplant it onto the new figure. Without doing this neck swap, his head is very squished down on the neck, and it makes him look more like a Hulk. With the neck being up, it doesn't just increase his height, but it makes his musculature look a bit more natural. So if you want to do that, just get a figure that has a longer neck peg like my Shriek Unmasked here. By the way, he still has full range of movement too with this smaller neck peg. I'm not sure why Mcfarlane likes to give Superman these smaller neck pegs. I don't think it really works for Superman particularly, but anyway. This figure, it's great though. I finally have a Superman here. I do wish he had the traditional logo, but again, this is based on the Superman #1, I believe. I, again, cannot remember, but, you know, it's a good body mold. It's not great. I like the legs. I like the arms. Not a big fan of this extra line work on the figure, but, you know, I can live with it. It's not something that's really bothering me. I think my only major complaint about the sizing of this figure is he's too short and his shoulders are way too big. If those shoulders were just a touch smaller, I think the overall proportions of the figure would look much better. The cape here, I'm just okay with. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I wish it was a more neutral cape, but if I wanted to get a more neutral cape, I could just cut it down the length there and then basically transplant this and then fold it over like so. But I'm just going to leave it as is. Again, this is a platinum. I don't want to mess it up. And you can see that there's more line work on the back of the torso there. That you'll probably never see, but just wanted to point it out. And with the neck peg here, you can see his head looks a lot better if you've seen the promo images of this figure. But, you know, he still has full range of movement. If anything, he's got better range of movement. You can see he can look down pretty far. He can look up a good amount, so he can do some flight poses. I wasn't expecting to like this head as much as I do, but I think that it's really good. And we're going to see how he looks next to some other figures. Now, where did I put my ruler? There it is. This figure stands at, he's about 7¼ plus inches, bordering on 7½, I'd say. Anyway, let's see how he looks next to the rest of my Justice League that I'm currently building. So the first member I got was Flash here. And next up, I got Batman. And yeah, this is looking really good. I like this Superman. He fits, damn you, Batman. Anyway, I like this Superman. I think he fits really well with these two figures. I guess the only issue I have is, again, his musculature just makes him massive. He's a big, bulky, beefy-looking Superman, which I don't hate. I just prefer my Superman a little bit more slim, just a little bit. Again, his shoulders, gigantic, and obviously the Batman and the Flash are supposed to be less big than Superman. But, I mean, next to these two, I think Superman looks a little short, so I think I should try to see if I can do a bit of a leg modification just to make him taller. That or an upper torso modification. I think either of those would make this figure look great next to these two. Right now he looks good, but I think he could look great. Also, one thing I want to point out is his belt here. It does not have the red straps. It's all painted yellow. You could remove those. I'm going to leave them be. Anyway, so there's what he looks like next to some Justice League members. I think it looks great. I can't wait to get a Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, proper Aquaman rather than the Flashpoint one I have, etc. Speaking of Superman, I actually do have another Superman figure, and it's the Blackest Night Superman. And Blackest Night Superman is way taller than just this Superman on the left. I do like the Blackest Night body mold. Obviously, they can't reuse it. Maybe the legs they could reuse, but I don't see how they would. But, you know, I wish Superman had the height of Blackest Night Superman on the right there. But otherwise, yeah, I'm not loving the height and the musculature of the Superman in the middle. But otherwise, great. And since I already showed him off, here he is next to Shriek again. So, there's some Mcfarlane figures next to him. How about we take a look at Superman next to some other figures from some other lines. Next up, we got another super character. We got Super Cena. Mattel WWE Elite 100 John Cena, if you were curious. Next up, Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Black. G.I. Joe Classified Series Tiger Force Outback. Another Hasbro figure. We got Marvel Legends Extremis Iron Man. We got the, what is it? I always forget. Jada Toys, Jazzwares, Spartan Yoroi from the Spartan Collection. And lastly, we have another DC Multiverse figure, Karen Atrocitus. And honestly, these two look good together. Let me pan up real quick. Boop. Yeah, those look good together in scale. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you are hunting down this Platinum Chase variant. If you're not, just tell me what figure you're interested in right now, whether that be Mcfarlane or a different line. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. It helps me out a lot. And as always, peace.